Hello everybody, it's Delilah and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you my top 5 breastfeeding tips that I learned along the way through my own experience of breastfeeding. Now I will say I didn't have a whole lot of problems in the beginning with breastfeeding, but I did learn quite a bit. As a first-time mom, I didn't know what I was doing, so I did learn a lot and I wanted to share what I've learned with you. So number 1, my very first top tip is to get help. As a new mom, especially like if this is your first time breastfeeding ever, you don't know what you're doing. See, I thought I knew what I was doing when I first started. I had researched it and watched YouTube videos on getting good latches and all sorts of stuff. So I thought I knew what I was doing, but when it came down to it, I did not know anything. Eloise knew what she was doing, like my daughter had a very good latch and good suck and everything. It was me who was having the issues. I don't know if it's like this in all hospitals or most hospitals or if it was just for me, my personal experience, but the nurses did not help me at all when I was trying to figure things out. And like my first time breastfeeding, the nurses just left the room. They didn't even really show me or tell me what to do, so I was guessing. If that is the case for you, make sure you call nurses in at the very beginning when you're in the hospital. If you have a hospital birth, call in the nurses and make them watch you latch to make sure that you are doing it right and that your baby is doing it right. Get tips from them and learn as much as you possibly can while you're in the hospital, while you have the nurses around you 24/7 to help you. Like, take advantage of that. Watching videos on the internet or researching articles and things on the internet is not enough. The internet is just, it's great when you're sort of learning the gist of things, but when you're actually breastfeeding, it's not enough. You need the physical help there. If you ever have any problems, make sure you have a lactation consultant that you can ask questions, because there are so many things and issues that can come up during breastfeeding. I know I'm going through a bit of a struggle right now with my daughter and teething and nursing strikes and all sorts of stuff. There is so much information that a lactation consultant can give you to help you through whatever you're going through. Tip number 2, when your milk comes in and you start to get lots of engorgement, and even when you're past that stage, if you start to get blocked milk ducts, or like really bad engorgement or anything like that, use some source of heat and massage to get that milk out. I use a bag filled with rice. Not sure what they're called exactly, but just like a heating bag, or you can take a nice hot shower. Use some sort of heat and then just wrap it around your breast and leave it there for like 5-10 minutes, and then massage out the blocked milk duct or the crazy engorgement or whatever you're experiencing, and make sure you get that milk out while you can, because if you don't and you just leave it be, then there is a good chance that you could get mastitis, which is an infected blocked milk duct. So you don't want that, because then you'll get a fever, you'll get sick, and you'll have breastfeeding problems, and it's just, it would not be fun. So make sure that if you ever get a blocked milk duct, use heat and massage to get that milk out. Number 3, when you are first starting to breastfeed, those first few weeks are very hard, especially for your first time around. You'll get cracked nipples, bleeding nipples, especially if your latch isn't right off the bat. And even if it is right, I mean, I'm sure you're gonna experience some level of pain in the nipple area. As long as you have a good latch, everything will work itself out. That is like the most important thing, is having a good latch. As long as you have a good latch, it'll work itself out, even though it is really painful in the beginning. Especially for me, I didn't know what I was doing for like the first day or so, and that really took a toll on my nipples and it was really sore. So the biggest thing that will help you get through the first initial latching on part is to count to 10 once your baby is latched on properly. After that, the pain will slowly go down and you'll be able to relax and enjoy the moment. The first 10 seconds of the latching on part in the first few weeks is the most painful part of the whole thing. So if you can get through those first 10 seconds, I promise it's gonna get easier and better. And counting to 10 will really help to take your mind kind of off the pain and help you realize that the pain will soon be gone. Number 4, don't give up. Breastfeeding is amazing. It is so amazing, such a wonderful connection, like emotional connection between you and your baby. It's definitely worth the first month of pain and struggle. And once you get through that, it is so worth it. Even after all the struggles that you've gone through in the first month and all the struggles afterwards, it's still worth it in my opinion. I mean, obviously if it is really affecting like your mental health and your physical health and it's just not working, if your baby's not getting enough milk or whatever the case is, it's okay to give up and it's totally okay to bottle feed your baby, formula feed your baby, whatever you need to do to get your baby to be healthy and you to be healthy. But if you think you can work through it, you should. I promise you it's gonna get better. Tip number 5, don't stress. I know sometimes it's really hard not to stress about it, especially if it's really being a struggle. But when you're stressed, your body does not release the milk. That obviously leads to more and more problems and will make the whole situation even more difficult. So try to relax. I know that's really hard sometimes, especially when you've got a lot going on and you are sleep deprived and things are just not going well. And when you're sleep deprived and you're struggling with getting the latch right and you're struggling with pain, and I know it is definitely very hard to relax sometimes, but try and treat yourself while you're doing it, especially in the middle of the night. Like, make yourself comfy, make sure you have lots of water beside you, make sure you have a snack beside you, something that you really like to eat, something that you really enjoy. Get your phone out and watch YouTube or watch Netflix or read a book or do something that will just make you happy and relax and stress-free so that your milk will release and that you can enjoy breastfeeding after all the stress is gone. That is everything for this video today. I hope these tips were helpful. I'm sure you've heard lots of these tips before, but these really are important and you should really keep these in mind when you are beginning your breastfeeding journey, because personally it's what I found to be the most helpful. I heard these things often while I was pregnant and planning to breastfeed, but I didn't really take them into account until afterwards when I actually was breastfeeding. So I encourage you to take these into account, to really think about them and really pay attention to them and use them, because it really will help you, especially in the first month of learning to breastfeed. If you guys want to follow me on social media, I'll leave my Instagram link down below. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!